I'd like to change the topic momentarily for your entertainment. I see that we have a special guest in here today. We have Chum again. Since Chum is somebody who is hostile to me and he does a lot of attack videos on me, Chum, could you tell me where I'm wrong in my worldview?
Oh, hi. I don't think that I do attack videos. I just post.
Okay. How am I really? Why do you atheists constantly lie? You people are pathological liars. Do you put these videos up because you think that they will make me look good?
No, I put them up because I think they're funny.
Okay, so again, you're lying again. Okay, why is it that you atheists are pathological liars? Can you not even when you're asked to listen? You're lying right now, dude. You're showing that you're the same scumbag that I knew from several years ago. Now,
what?
Okay, now are you an atheist?
Yeah.
Good. How is it that there's no God?
Are we just changing the subject, or
how is that there's no God?
Well, I need a reason to believe in things, and I don't have a good reason to believe that God exists.
Okay, good. So God does not exist because you don't have a reason?
Well, I don't believe that God exists because I don't have a reason to think that he does.
Okay, so then it necessarily follows then there is no God if you don't happen to have a reason for God?
No, it follows that I don't have a reason to believe in him.
Yeah, again, you're engaging in more deception because you're just repeating what you just said a minute ago. Is it logically necessitated that there is no God if you don't happen to have a reason for God?
No, but I don't think that's what atheism is.
No, but your atheism is the denial of God, either the direct or indirect. Okay, are you willing to assert the necessity of referencing the necessity of God for all facts?
Do you mind if I define what I mean by atheism?
Are you willing to assert the necessity of referencing the necessity of God for all facts? Are you willing to assert that?
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay, good. So then your facts are without the necessity of referencing God. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Good. Now, if you invoke facts without the necessity of referencing God, your facts are invoked without reference to God. It follows from that the denial of God. So your facts are standalone without reference to God. It follows from that. That follows from that you deny the existence of God. Because in a world where God exists as ultimate and absolute, all facts would necessitate referencing God. But since you can invoke facts without the necessity, so how is it that God is false?
If God didn't exist, then no.
How is it that God is false?
Do you care about what my opinion is, or
how is it that God is false?
Well, the way that I'm defining what atheism is, I don't believe
I've just explained to you that your position is not a mere non-acceptance. Your position entails the falsity of God, whether you realize it or not. You have already gone on record here saying you are unwilling to assert the necessity of referencing the necessity of God for facts. Therefore, whatever facts you do assert are without reference to the necessity of God, which means that facts exist and are intelligible without reference to God, which it follows from that the denial of God's existence. So how is it that God does not exist?
Yeah, so you have to assume that God exists in order that fact.
How is it that God does not exist?
Because I don't assume that God exists.
Because you have a mental state, about God, because you have a mental state of God, don't overtalk me. So because you have a mental, don't overtalk me. Now, because you do not overtalk me. Are you just begging to get muted and kicked? So you can claim you were mistreated?
He knows what he last said was weak.
Of course, what he's doing. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be disruptive in order so he gets ejected. Now, it's very simple, okay? Your position entails the falsity of God. Now, you said God does not exist because you don't have a reason to believe in God. Okay, Kai Nielsen, a very famous atheist philosopher, stated in one of his books, he stated, all of the reasons for God may fail, but it still may be the case that God exists. Was his statement wrong?
I don't have to agree with random.
Was his statement wrong?
All the reasons for God.
All of the reasons for God may fail, but it still may be the case that God exists.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have a reason to believe that God exists.
Is that statement wrong? Is that statement? Yeah, see, I want my fellow Christians and non-Christians. So. Okay, shut up. Okay, I want all my fellow Christians and non-Christians to watch. The reason why I'm calling this scumbag out is because he's notorious in the past for being deceitful, disingenuous, and lying through his teeth and obfuscating. So I'm just showing you here what a lying scumbag he is. So it is not logically necessitated that God does not exist because you don't happen to have a reason for God.
Actually, his most recent statement was God doesn't exist because he doesn't assume that God exists.
Right. Yeah. View, or Darth's view is that
is it logically necessitated? God does not exist because you don't have a reason for God. Is that logically necessitated?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. My view.
Okay. Well, I asked you, how is it that God is false? And you said God is false because you don't have a reason for God. But now you're contradicting yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm giving you the reason why I'm an atheist.
You're contradicting yourself. Okay, God is false because, listen very carefully. God is false because?
I think God is unfalsifiable. I don't think God
okay, notice the lying scumbag is being deceptive and evasive. This is what he does. Now, we'll try it again. God does not exist because?
What's the deception?
God does not exist because?
That's a loaded question.
God does not exist because?
May I unload your question?
It's not a loaded question. Your position entails the falsity of God.
No, my position believes the non-belief of God.
Are you hold on a second. Are you neutral toward the existence of God?
Not right now, no.
Oh, okay. So since you're not neutral toward the existence of God, do you affirm that God exists or do you deny that God exists?
I don't believe God exists.
I didn't ask you that question. Do you affirm that God exists or do you affirm that God does not exist since you claimed you're not neutral?
An affirmation is a state of belief. So
okay.
I do not
listen, I told you guys, this guy, I told you, listen to me. I told you this guy, you know what? I'm going to have to server mute you when you ever talk to me. I'm just simply doing this for I know what a scumbag you are. Okay, you are a scumbag.
You said you're not neutral.
Okay,
so do you affirm it or deny it?
I'm just doing this for the benefit of. Don't overtalk me. I'm just doing this for the benefit of everybody in the room to show them what a lying scumbag you are, and you are a lying scumbag. Okay, now will you? Okay, since you're not neutral toward the existence of God, either your position entails the affirmation that God exists or the affirmation God does not exist. Which is your position?
My belief is God doesn't exist.
Good. How is it that there is no God?
My belief that God doesn't exist is because I don't have well, I think that it's logically incoherent to have a mindless brain. And I also think that
first of all, how is it what's the logical contradiction that a mind must be ensconced within a brain?
Yes, so all of the examples, we have no reason to think that a mind
That's not a contradiction. That's begging the question. All swans are white. All swans are white.
I'm saying we don't have a reason to think
it. No, you're not. Yeah. Listen, dude. Don't you ever get tired? Don't you ever get tired of being a lying scumbag? Okay. Now, okay. Let me ask you this question. Okay. In order to say that God is a mind without a brain, to say that it cannot be, then you have to know what is ultimate. Okay. Do you know what's ultimate?
I'm saying I don't have a reason.
Do you know what's ultimate?
I don't really. Well, I guess you could say the universe. All the
Dude,
physical
no.
laws.
I want to know. Do you know what is ultimate?
Yeah, based on the presuppositions of my worldview. Yeah.
Okay. No. I didn't ask you what do you presume. I said, do you know what's ultimate?
Yeah, based on the
Okay.
presuppositions of my
What
worldview.
is it?
No.
What is it in the only way that you can say that what is ultimate cannot be a brainless mind is for you to tell us what is ultimate. Because let me ask you this question. Is all possibility and impossibility derived from what's ultimate?
I think so. Yeah.
Right. So then you can't say that it is impossible for the ultimate to be a brainless mind unless you can tell me what is ultimate.
Well, based on the presuppositions of my worldview, I could tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. What is it? What is it that is ultimate?
The universe, all of reality, physical
Okay.
laws.
Okay. Here's the problem with that. Is the universe a concrete one or a concrete many?
It's a one composed of many. It's
Okay.
oneness and ultimate and manyness are co-ultimate.
And how did you determine that?
How did I determine it? Because
Yeah.
of what the universe is.
No. How,
Determination is the question.
you said I determined it. You said I determine it because that's what it is. How do you know what it is?
Well, you're mixing up ontology and
How
epistemology.
did you know what it is, you lying scumbag?
What's the lie?
No, what you're doing is you're doing what you did several years ago. You haven't changed one iota of the scumbag that you were then that you are now. You are a pathological deceiver. How do you know that the universe is one and many at the same time? And then you told me, well, that's because I know it because that's what it is. How do you know what it is?
What the universe is? It's the way that we start our metaphysics.
Are you omniscient? Are you omniscient?
No.
Then how do you know what's ultimate?
You don't have to be omniscient to know things.
Okay, so explain to me, in your ultimacy that the universe is ultimate. What is it the thing that unifies everything, that brings all the particulars together? What is it that is what is it the one that is ultimate?
The universe.
No, that's a set. What is it that unifies all the particulars?
I'll say it again. I could explain why.
I want to know what the singular unity is that ties together all the particulars. What is it?
I'll repeat my answer. It's the universe.
No. Listen to me. Don't you ever get tired of being a lying scumbag?
What's the lie?
No. Listen to me, dude. You're lying again. Okay. The universe is a collective statement. What is it about the universe that is singular and that unifies all the particulars?
You have the same view. You have the view that there's one.
No, I'm asking you again. Answer the question. You see my fellow believers and non-believers? Do you see what a deceitful scumbag? Do you think I'm carrying this on just for the purpose of challenging you individually? I'm not doing it to challenge you individually. I'm doing it to demonstrate to everyone else in the room what a lying piece of deceitful trash you are. And you are fulfilling my goal with ease. Now, what is it that is the single unifier that unifies all the particulars, okay, that is in the set that you call the universe?
The universe is what
universe. Bye. See you later. You see, this is what these people do. They are so effing deceitful and dishonest that they will say things that just like a dog chasing their tail. And they will just simply be verbose and then just run the clock out. They don't care.
My favorite is that it's so obvious he's trying to copy the Christian worldview.
Now, is there anyone in the room that did not pick up on what a deceitful, lying scumbag that guy was? Anyone? He hasn't changed. Last time I talked with him was a couple of years ago. And he's the same lying scumbag. And by the way, this is a shocker, everyone. Do you know who he likes to hang out with? The Angstrike cult.
Oh yeah, Angstrike,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, when he says the universe is ultimate, I said, is the universe a concrete one or a concrete many? He says, oh, they're both. Do you know why he's saying that?
Because he doesn't know.
It's because he's listened to enough of my debates and other presuppositionalists. It's because we talk about the one and the many problem. And because he doesn't want to get shot in the head in the one and the many problem, he then says that the universe is one and the many. So when I ask him, what is it that is the single unifier of the many? Okay. He then goes back to saying the universe. Now, does everyone realize what a deceitful answer that is?
Oh yeah, he's a liar.
Okay,
Yeah.
the universe is the conceptual framework. It doesn't tell me what the single unifier is. Okay. Now, as an atheist, how would he be able to make any universal declarations?
No idea.
In a world without God, where
Yeah.
you don't have a God that is omniscient and always truth revealing, how in a not God world could anybody establish and have a good reason that anything is universal? You remember he said he doesn't have a good reason to believe in God? Well, what would be his good reason that anything is universal? What would be the rationale? What, that he simply presupposes it?
That's what he was trying to say, right?
That's right. You see, on the one hand, he says, well, God doesn't exist because I don't have a good reason to believe in God. But then I showed him that just because you don't have a reason, it's not logically necessitated that God does not exist. So then he switches his tune. Oh, God doesn't exist because he's a brainless mind. But I explained to him that all possibility and impossibility is grounded in what is ultimate. So why cannot what is ultimate be a brainless mind? Do you know then what is ultimate in order to say that it cannot be there cannot be brainless minds? And then he wants to say the universe is ultimate, right? How is he able to ascertain anything is ultimate? Is the universe revelatory about what is universal? Does the universe engage in revelation? Or does he only have access to an infinitesimally small part of all the particulars? How does he know that there is one thing that unifies all the particulars? Does anybody think he could have answered that? Does anybody want to take a guess that he would have lied some more if I'd asked him that question? See, this is how evil some people are. They don't care about lying in philosophical and theological debates as long as they think that they can bamboozle you with words.
They sound like they're Luciferians.
Yeah. Defend. You see, he's a part of a small cult group that encourages people to say all the time, what's the argument for that? What's Chum Times? That was that's what his other screen name, Chum Times. What's his argument that he can establish and attest that anything is universal? What does anyone think he has an argument for that? Anyone? Bueller?
Well, the part the
lying scumbag is back. What's your argument that anything is universal?
Hey, I heard you were lying about me.
What is your argument that anything is universal?
Let's say, what do you call it? I'm just trying to think of the term for it.
What is your argument that anything is a universal? What's the argument for that?
Yeah, I could. Why are you making a voice? I don't understand.
What's the argument for that?
Chum, why are you?
So,
No, Soldier, don't interfere. What's the argument that anything is universal?
What was your question, Soldier?
What? No. He's not interacting.
He was just trying to ask me something.
What's your argument that anything is universal?
Yeah, it's a priori knowledge.
That's not an argument.
Do you want me to explain what it is?
Okay, explain to me how you know that something is universal.
Yeah, so...
And I'm going to tell you right now, hold on a second. If you give me philosophical mumbo-jumbo, I'm going to mute and kick you.
Well, I have to explain what it is philosophically.
No. I don't want to hear philosophy speak.
You don't want to hear the argument?
I don't want to hear your usual line. Now,
wait, every time
I want to know, don't ever talk to me or I'm going to ban you from here, you lying scumbag. Now, what is your argument in plain language? Excuse me, in plain language that anything is universal?
So briefly, I heard you saying, or I was told that you were saying that you didn't believe.
Last chance. What is your argument? What is the first and second premise that anything is universal?
Yeah, I'll explain. So, a priori knowledge is when you use experience to form a justificatory path that allows you to understand going into the future. It's an enabling.
Can you give me the first and second premise?
I don't have it in premise.
You don't? Okay, I want to hear an argument. Do you have an argument for that?
Not a formal argument.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, in plain language, numbnuts.
I'm explaining it to you.
How do you know by experience that anything is universal?
The experience is an enabling justifier for the a priori knowledge.
Okay, I said in plain language, you lying scumbag. Do you know by experience? You think I don't know your game? Do you think I don't know the people that you hang around with, that you engage in double talk and philosophy speak? Now, do you know that anything is universal by virtue of your experience?
It's not by experience. The experience.
Okay, then by what means have you been able to ascertain, other than experience, that anything is universal?
Well, the experience is very important.
Okay, bye. You see, there we go. You see what lying scumbags it is. What they just do is they just monologue. I told you not to come in here again. Come in again, you're going to be banned. Okay. You see what they do?
Yep.
You see what he does? I asked him to explain it in plain, non-mumbo jumbo. Okay. But you see, this is what they do, is they monologue in philosophy speak to obfuscate in plain language what they're saying. Okay? First he says he knows that there's something universal by a priori experience. I said, oh, so you know that by experience there's something universal? And then he starts changing his tune. You see, this is why people like this, you cannot have a reasonable debate, because they will lie through their teeth using mumbo jumbo.
Yep.